She swore she was done. After the shouting, the accusations, the night spent crying on the bathroom floor. She was done, but 2 weeks later, she answered his call. It wasn't love that pulled her back. It was something older, deeper, a loop written into her nervous system. One moment of tenderness, enough to erase months of pain. This is not romance. It's not fate. It's the chemical trap called trauma bonding, and once you're in, it feels impossible to escape. Trauma bonding doesn't begin with pain. It begins with the illusion of perfection. At first, they give you everything: attention, affection, the feeling that you've finally been seen. They study your dreams, mirror your values, match your energy. It feels like fate, like the universe finally handed you someone who understands. But this isn't fate. It's a hook. Then, the shift begins. Affection is replaced with small criticisms. Conversations turn into interrogations. Some days they are warm, present, overflowing with love. Other days, they are cold, distracted, unreachable. And your mind starts working harder to get back what you had in the beginning. That's the trap, because humans are wired to chase the loss of something they value. Psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement, rewards given unpredictably. So the brain works harder to secure them. It's the same reason gambling is addictive. The uncertainty pulls you in deeper than the reward itself. Over time, you don't realize you're chasing their love. You're chasing the version of them that only exists in your memory. And that version is gone. The mind cannot live with contradiction for long. So when someone who claims to love you also causes you pain, it must find a way to make sense of it. Some people explain it away. They didn't mean it. Some blame themselves. I pushed too hard. But the most dangerous shift is when the mind turns pain into proof. Proof that the connection is real. Proof that the love must be strong, because it hurts this much to lose it. Here's the trap. The same brain chemicals that light up when you first fall in love, dopamine, oxytocin, also surge during reconciliation after a fight. The fight becomes the withdrawal. The makeup becomes the high. Over time, your body learns to crave that high, not despite the pain, but because of it. The pain makes the relief sweeter, and the relief becomes the drug. So you begin to seek resolution more than peace. You wait for the tenderness to return, even if you have to endure days of coldness to get it. This isn't love. It's a chemical loop, and the longer it runs, the harder it is to tell the difference. A trauma bond doesn't grow in a vacuum. It grows in familiar soil. If love in your earliest years was unpredictable, if affection came and went without warning, if safety was conditional on pleasing others, your nervous system learned that instability is part of love. So when you meet someone as an adult who offers that same instability, it doesn't feel wrong. It feels like home. Carl Jung believed we are unconsciously drawn to relationships that echo our earliest wounds, not to heal them, but to relive them. The psyche repeats what it hasn't resolved. But here's the cruelty of that repetition. It offers the illusion of closure, but only delivers the same ending over and over. It's like reading the same chapter of a book, convinced that this time the words will be different. And this is why leaving feels like death, because you're not just letting go of a person, you're letting go of a pattern that has shaped your sense of love since the beginning. The body doesn't read that as freedom, it reads it as loss. And loss is the one thing it was built to avoid. You tell yourself you'll walk away. You even believe it for a while. But when the message comes, or the call, or the sudden moment of kindness, you answer, and you tell yourself, just one more conversation. But trauma bonds aren't broken by logic. They're broken by rewiring the entire pattern. Your nervous system has learned to survive on every photo, every memory, every gift. These aren't just sentimental objects. They are triggers that flood the body with the exact mix of pain and pleasure that keeps the cycle alive. That's why it feels like willpower isn't enough. Because it isn't. Even the good moments keep you trapped. Moments of tenderness after cruelty are not signs of love. They are signs that the pattern has completed another loop. You're not addicted to the person. You're addicted to the cycle they create in you. Until you break that cycle, even distance can feel like withdrawal. And the pull to return will be stronger than the memory of the pain. The most dangerous thing about a trauma bond isn't only what it does to you while you're in it. It's what it takes from you afterward. Slowly, you start to shrink to survive. You choose silence over honesty. You censor your opinions. You lose track of what you actually want, because what you want has been replaced with what keeps the peace. Your dreams become smaller. Your confidence erodes. Start to forget that you once existed without them. And here's the part no one talks about. The bond doesn't break when the relationship ends. It lingers. It shapes the way you see every connection that comes after. You carry the instability with you. Even into places that are safe, trauma bonds don't just trap you. They teach you to doubt your own reality. They convince you that love is something you must earn and suffer for. And the longer you stay, the harder it becomes to imagine a life outside it. But here's the thing about bonds. They can be broken. The real question is, what happens to you when they are? But here's the unsettling truth. We don't really know if the self we're protecting is even real. Think about it. Every memory you have has been filtered through emotion. Every belief you cling to was shaped by forces you never chose. Even your definition of you came from somewhere else. So when your ego flares up, when it says, "I must defend myself," who exactly is it defending? A truth, or just a carefully crafted illusion? Carl Jung once hinted that the greatest danger is not the enemy outside, but the enemy within. Because that enemy wears your own face. And if that's true, then maybe the scariest question isn't what is my ego doing to me? It's this: if I finally silence it, will there be anything left of me at all?